type of job opportunities available for these pilots that came out of World War II?
I didn't hear what you said.
What type of job opportunities were available for you when you came out of the military?
You talking about the airlines and commercial airlines?
Yes.
Yeah.
Nil. They didn't get into the 60s.
Airlines did not open up for blacks until 40 years old, to 1960.
64.
55, 60. Now, on the lower level, there might have been some jobs, in some aircraft jobs.
Yeah, my question would be, what about the mechanics who could fix those?
Well, I don't know, really. I don't know. Very few. Racism.
My cousin was a mechanic.
Yeah. Another question. Any more?
Where did the term red tail come from?
That was the designation for the bombers to know if the group to escort them if they showed up. 325th had different markings, and that's just why. Now, who
Determined that your tails would be red?
and might have come to Deadwood, I don't know.
No, there were 4 P-51 groups in Italy, in the 15th Air Force. 4 P-51 groups, there were 3 white groups and 1 black. The 52nd Fighter Group had yellow tails. The 325th had checkerboard, black and yellow squares, checkerboard. The 31st Fighter Group had red and white stripe on the tails. And the 332nd, solid red. This was done by the 15th Air Force for air identification. When you showed up to join the bombers, the B-17s or B-24s, by the color of your tail, they could tell who you are and what time you were supposed to meet them, and what time you were supposed to stay with them, and what time you were supposed to leave them. If the bombers took off from Italy going to Berlin, they were in the air for possibly 8, 9, 10, 15, 20 hours. We were only in the air for 4 hours. We would take off and meet them at a certain place and escort them from one point to another. When our gas was through, another fighter group had taken off later. They would meet at a certain time when we turned them loose, take over and carry them on. But by the color of the tail, they could tell who we were and where and what time we were supposed to be there. This idea of a pilot going by and telling his mechanic, you got some red paint? Paint the whole damn thing there. You know, no big deal. That's Hollywood. That's Hollywood.
So much of history is Hollywood. Question? Yes, ma'am.
I'd just like to reiterate what everyone else said and thank you all for your service. But I was just wondering, was there any particular mission that stood out to you from the rest that you did during your time?
Any particular mission? Hell, the one that got shot down.
All my, should I say, mission happened back here in the States. I didn't get shot down on the straight mission, but back in the States, I was flying P-39. And by the way, the first time I took P-39 off, no one told me about the each airplane has characteristics. Nobody told me anything about P-39. It was selfish. And I get in P-39, going down the runway, look at the airspeed. It's 35, well, not enough. 50, not enough. 65, I'm still on the ground. And I'm running out of runway. hit about 80, and I said, it's now or never, because I couldn't stop. I was going too fast. And by the way, the P-39 had disc brakes on it. It's not the automobile company came late, but the parts in it were metal, and you didn't stand on it. You just hit them a little bit. But anyway, I said, there was a fence down there, and I said, I'm not going to run through that fence. I pulled back on the stick, and you would have thought I had a jet. It shot up in the air and went up about 5,000 feet before I got myself together. And leveled off, and I came back. But it had a different characteristic than the P-40 or the P-47 or the P-51 in takeoff. Also, some told me you can't tell whether you're flying upside down or not. And I said, oh, yeah, man, you cheating. I was in the clouds one day, and I was upside down. And the only reason I knew I was upside down, both started falling in the canopy. I said, man, I'm in the clouds. I mean, I knew how I was and whatnot. But I finally came out of the clouds, and I had enough altitude to straighten up. But all my, oh, by the way, tell you about this incident I had. P-39 had the engine behind the pilot. And the reason for that was it had a cannon that fired through the propeller front. It had to make room for the cannon, so to put the engine behind. Well, if you have a gun or a cannon or whatnot, you got to practice so you know how to use it. So I went up, linked the cure on St. Clair, I forgot which one it was, and to fire this 37 millimeter cannon on a few summer homes.
Oh, summer homes.
Coming back, I was flying about 5,000 feet, fat, dumb, and happy, and the engine quit. And when I took flying at Hampton, it was a Piper Cub, by the way, and before we got in the plane, he's hammering, keep that speed, keep that speed, keep that speed. You got tired of hearing it. Keep that speed. So when that engine quit, what do you think I did? Huh? What do you think I did? I kept airspeed. And you don't care, keep airspeed by putting the nose up. You put the nose down. I don't care how low you are, you put the nose down. And there was a tree here, and a tree here, and a house over here, Yale, Michigan. I went between the two trees, sheared the wing off.
Ooh.
And I walked away from it. Only thing I had, I still can see the little on the back of my hand. Well, the whole city of Yale came out, about 100 people.
About 100 people.
And I got my flying suit on, my goggles, my oxygen mask, my parachute, and what else? Well, anyway, they said, were you flying that? I said, no. No, I wasn't flying that. Go over there and look in there, you might see a criminal in there. I was flying it. So I guess they finally decided I was flying it. So the reporter, the young lady reporter, was asking me, could you interview me? I said, sure. So when he found out that, asked me what did I do when I grew up. When I grew up, I said I went to school. When I finished high school, you finished high school? I looked at her, I said, what's weird about that? And when I told her I finished college, they didn't believe it. And she asked me, did you pick cotton when you were growing up? I said, if they teach geography or whatever they teach about products that's grown, I said, they don't grow cotton in Kentucky. They grow a lot of tobacco in Kentucky, but no cotton. You have a lot of pretty horses and fast women down there, though. But they don't grow cotton. And the thing that really got me, I asked him could I use the phone to call the base, and I called the base, and what was they down from? Got me what you call it, at the base.
I got another block.
Yeah, I do too. But anyway, when I called, what do you think he asked me when I called him? Yeah. Is the plane damaged? I said, no. You send somebody up here to fly it off. Nothing about me. It's plane damaged. And I got it, by the way, I got a letter from them for the phone call.
Oh, wow.
I think it was $1.98 for me to pay the bill. I sent them the money along with something else. That was the attitude they had. But oh, by the way, in primary, another cadet almost landed on top of me. He hit the wings, tip of the wings on my plane. Of course, he was washed out. That was another exciting event. Another one was those instructors were always on you. Come on. And I got in a steerman, and I didn't fasten my
Harness.
Yes. Because he was on my case so much, and I think he knew I didn't pass him, because he went up, he started doing these rolls and whatnot, and I'm just hanging on to the. he didn't say a thing to me though when we left. I guess he said, "Well, you know you're passing next time." But all my what you call it happened here in the United States, except that straight mission.